Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, and in this video I will show you how to make this MBE style Ironman lecture art step by step. So to follow along with me, make sure your zoom is set to 1:1 and also your unit is millimeters, and finally make sure that this icon is disabled because it scales your stroke width whenever you scale your object. Okay, now we are good to go. So I'll make a rectangle first. I will set the stroke width to 2. Okay, now click on this node tool and drag this circle downward. If you think that your stroke width is very less, it's looking thinner, then you can just press Ctrl and Shift key on the keyboard and scale it down. Okay, now I'll make another rectangle. I will increase its width and then I will align it vertically with respect to this bigger rectangle. So open this align and distribute and press this center on vertical axis. Okay, now I will duplicate this again and press shift key on the keyboard and select this one, go to path and intersection. Next I will make another rectangle with sharp corners. Okay, then I will duplicate this again and press Ctrl key on the keyboard so it will be dragged horizontally like this. Okay, now I want to align them with respect to this rectangle. So first I will group them, object group, and then I will select this rectangle and them, and then I will just center them on vertical axis. Now I can ungroup them again. Now I'll just duplicate this again and select this rectangle, go to path and intersection. Now repeat the procedure, duplicate, select this and go to path intersection. Okay, next I'll make another rectangle with sharp corners. Now I'll align it vertically with respect to bigger one. Okay, now I'll duplicate this rectangle and select the smaller one, go to path and intersection. Now I'll select this Bezier tool and make a horizontal line by pressing Ctrl key on the keyboard and okay, now I will set its stroke width equal to 1. I will select it and duplicate again. Now I will press Ctrl key on my keyboard and drag it downward. Okay, now I will select this rectangle and then this line, and I will make sure that their top edges are aligned. Okay, now I will just reduce its width from both sides. Okay, now to make his eyes, I will make another rectangle. And also set its stroke width equal to 2. Okay, now I'll make another rectangle. Press shift key on the keyboard, select both of them and go to path and difference. Now what I want is to get rid of this line, so I will select this, go to node tool, then I will select this upper two nodes and then just go to delete segment between two nodes. Okay, it's gone. Now I'll just press it over here. Okay, now I will select this line and then this object and align their left edges and also align their top edges. Alright, now I can duplicate this again and I will press Ctrl key on the keyboard and drag it to the right. Then I will align the right edges. Right, now I will just select this line and duplicate it, and then I will press Ctrl key on the keyboard and drag it upward. Now I'll just duplicate it 3 more times. Okay, now to make them evenly spaced, I will just select all of them and click this icon which says make vertical gaps between objects equal. Okay, now I'll just group them. Now I can clip this by duplicating this rectangle, then selecting this group and going object, clip and set. Alright, now our drawing part is ready, so let's start coloring. For that I will first select everything and remove the fill. Okay, now I will just select this rectangle, largest one, and I will duplicate this again. Now you can see it's duplicated. Now I will fill it with yellow color, light yellow color, and I will just remove its stroke weight. I will remove its stroke weight and send this object to the background. Now I'll just press Ctrl key on the keyboard and drag it to the right. Okay, now I want to make a shadow effect here, so I will duplicate this again and set its color to black, and I will set the opacity to 20. Now I will duplicate it one more time and press Ctrl key on the keyboard and drag it to the left. Now I'll select both of these objects and go to path and difference. Now I will repeat the same procedure for this area. I will select it, duplicate again, fill it with white color, then I will remove its strokes. Now I'll send it to the background. Now I will duplicate it one more time and I will fill it with this red color. Again I will send it to the background. Now I will press Ctrl key on the keyboard and drag this red object to the right. Okay, now I will select this bigger rectangle, duplicate it. Now I will press shift key on the keyboard, select this red object, go to path and intersection. Now this outer portion is gone. Now final thing to do is make a shadow for it, so I will duplicate this again, fill it with black color and set opacity to 20%. Now I'll duplicate this one more time and drag it to the left about this much. Now I will select both of the objects, go to path and difference. So you can see here that we are keeping this edges and the fill color separate even for this one. Okay, now let's proceed. Now we'll do the same for this one. I will duplicate it, fill it with red color, then remove the strokes. Now I have this fill object, so I will lower it to the background. Now I will duplicate this one and then I will select this red one and I will go to path and intersection. Oops, I selected wrong one. I have to select this fill object. Okay, then I will select this yellow one and intersection. Okay, now I want to create a shadow for it, so I will make another rectangle, make it black and opacity is 20. So I will put it here and then duplicate this, then select this and intersection. Okay, then for this one same procedure, duplicate, then fill it with red color, remove the strokes and lower it to the background. And finally for this rectangle, I will duplicate, fill it with white color first and then remove the strokes, lower it to the background. Now again duplicate this one, fill it with red color, press Ctrl key on the keyboard and drag it to the right. Okay, now again select this rectangle, press duplicate, now select this red one, go to path and click intersection. Now we can send it to the background. Okay, now final thing to do is to make a shadow for it, so I'll make another rectangle with black color and opacity 20. So I'll put it here, then I'll duplicate this, select this one and go to path and intersection. Okay, now let's color his eyes. So I will first select this, duplicate again, and I will remove its strokes and then fill it with white color. Now lower it to the background. Okay, now I will duplicate this one again and fill it with some light blue color. Okay, this one will do. So I will select it, duplicate again, and I will just drag this duplicated object to the left. Now I'll select it and I will also select this blue color. No, wait. Okay, now I'll select this and then select this blue object, go to path and difference. Now I can send it to the background. Okay, now instead of doing this again for this one, I'll just delete this and then group these objects. Now I'll duplicate this and press Ctrl key on the keyboard and drag it to the right. Now I'll select this line and then this object and align their right edges. This our coloring part is almost ready. Now the thing that is remaining is to create the dash effect, which almost all MBE vectors have. So let's go to the node tool and select this outer rectangle first and go to path and convert it to path. You can now select this node tool. I will zoom in and I will just create I will double click on its strokes to create a new node. So I will select these two nodes and then I will click on this delete segment between two nodes. Now you can see the segment between the two has gone. So I will select this node, press Ctrl key and drag it downward. Okay, now I will make few more nodes, one here and then another here, and I will then select both of them, go and then click this. Now I'll select this and drag it downward. Now I'll double click here again and one more time here, and I will select these two ones and I will just delete the segment between them. Then I will drag this node upward like this to create a dot. Okay, so before we proceed, I would like to mention one thing, that if you are interested in making, this small, wait, my Inkscape is acting up. If you're interested in making these objects independent of this outer rectangle, then you can do that by select this rectangle and then go to path and click break apart. Now you can see everything is independent of each other. Now you can edit it separately if you want, like changing its color and all. Okay, now next thing that I'm gonna do is I will select this rectangle and I will duplicate this again and fill it with white color and remove its strokes and send this to the background. Okay, now final thing to do is to make those larger rectangles. Let me increase the opacity. And I will fill it with this blue color of his eye. So I will select this rectangle, press D on the keyboard, which will give me a dropper. So I will use this dropper and click on this blue color. Okay, now make sure that the corner radius is maximum. Okay, now I will select this and I will duplicate this again and drag it to the drag it downward. And then I will select the upper one and then select the bottom one, and I'll align them like this so that its top edge is in alignment with its bottom edge. Now I'll repeat the procedure for other rectangles. Again, I will just select all of this and I will increase the width. Now I will send them to the background. Okay, now what I'm gonna do next is I will just select this and duplicate again. I will change its color. Okay, you can see. Now I will reduce its width like this. Okay, now I will duplicate this again and I will drag it to the left. Okay, Okay, make sure you're pressing Ctrl key while moving this object, so they will move in horizontally, or if you don't press Ctrl key, then they will go out of the line. So okay, I'll duplicate this again. I'll reduce its width and repeat the same procedure. Press Ctrl key on the keyboard and then move to the right. Okay, now what I'm gonna do now is select this green one, then this blue rectangle, go to path and click difference. Now repeat this for this rectangle. Now select this again, press blue rectangle, go to path and difference. And same thing for this one also. Okay. Now finally all we have to do is to change the width randomly.